All right, in a major development, self-styled Lashkar-e-Taiba Commander Naveed Jatt has reportedly been killed in an encounter in Jammu and Kashmir's Budgam. This is being seen as a major victory for the forces since Naveed Jatt, who is also behind a series of attacks in the state, had also murdered senior journalist Shujaat Bukhari on the 14th of June. Shujaat Bukhari, the editor-in-chief of English daily Rising Kashmir, was killed by three bite-borne individuals when he was coming out of his office in Press Enclave in June and in fact, two of his security guards were also killed in that attack. Naveed Jatt, who escaped from police custody on the 6th of February, at a time when he was being taken to Sri Maharaja Hari Singh Hospital for a medical examination, has been on the run for the longest time. Two policemen were also killed in a shootout at the hospital. Kamaljeet Sandhu first joins us for more on this. Kamaljeet, it's a massive success, the news of Naveed Jatt's death. Give us more details, what exactly happened, and tell us a little bit more about this encounter.
Well, it's a major victory for security forces, in particular for Jammu Kashmir police, who had actually gathered intelligence regarding this particular Budgam encounter. There was initial information that there are 3 to 5 Lashkar-e-Taiba operatives who have been holed up, and that is why the cordon was laid. In a joint operation, this is going to be a huge success on the same lines as Abu Dujana in 2017, where there was Operation All Out. And obviously, just near the end of the year, the number of terrorists killed is 261. Obviously, the ranks and file. The best part about this is that security forces do realize that hitting out at commanders and obviously neutralizing them has a massive effect. And that is how Naveed Jatt becomes really important, because he was the man who was not just masterminding many terror operations, but he was also the one who was recruiting. He is the one who was actually bringing about a cohesion between different militant groups in Kashmir Valley. And that is why it is so significant. He would release, just like Burhan Wani and Zakir Musa, number of his videos, some playing cricket, the others on highway, more or less showing that he could cock a snook at security forces without getting caught. But in a short span of time, remember, it was in February that he actually escaped in a daring operation by terror groups, and thereafter there has been a long chase of Naveed Jatt. There have been fewer closer calls where he could have been eliminated, but he managed to escape.
Right.
But our sources confirm that it was not this time. This is the time where security forces have got a major victory. It's a shot in the arm for security forces,
absolutely,
who managed to neutralize Naveed Jatt and perhaps nip in the bud many of those youth who could have been recruited by Jatt himself.
Absolutely. My colleague Shujaat is also joining us on the broadcast. Shujaat, give us more details about this encounter in Budgam. What exactly happened? It's a massive victory, a big achievement for the security forces, as they have killed the terrorist who was behind a series of attacks in Srinagar and the killing of Shujaat Bukhari.
Well, yes, that's correct. Avantika, this encounter began very early in the morning. What we know from our sources in the police is that there was specific information about presence of these militants. That's when, a team was mounted. It was a joint operation by various security wings. Now we know that at least 2 militants have been killed, and among them is Naveed Jatt. That's what the sources are suggesting. We're still waiting for an official confirmation on it, but top sources say, yes, Naveed Jatt was one of these militants. And it is a huge shot in the arm for the security forces, because Naveed Jatt, like you were mentioning, has been in the news. He's been, he's been extremely, visible when it comes to the militancy on the ground in the valley. There have been a number of videos that have come out, and the manner in which he had escaped from the jail or the SMHS hospital later on in February this year, and then subsequently his suspected hand in the killing of Shujaat Bukhari. So all these things make him a very significant sort of a man in terms of militancy in the valley. And the fact that security forces have been able to get to him today is a huge shot in the arm. Naveed Jatt himself is someone... Yeah.
He's also the longest surviving Lashkar-e-Taiba militant, isn't he? Abu Hanzala, as he's known as, who escaped from the Srinagar hospital. I mean, the security personnel have been trying to trace him for the longest time, and finally they've been able to neutralize him.
That's correct, Avantika. In fact, as far as the records go, he is someone who had entered the valley, infiltrated in 2012, and had been involved. And he was just about 18 years old at that point of time. And he had been involved in militancy for 2 years and was arrested in 2014. From 2014 till February this year, when he managed to escape, he was in jail.
We have defense expert Raj Kandian also joining us on the broadcast. Sir, good morning and thanks so much for speaking to us to India Today. Your reactions on this very big news coming in, a massive victory by the security forces with the main killer of Shujaat Bukhari being killed by the security persons, the Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist Naveed Jatt.
Avantika, 2 points are relevant here. One is excellent job done by the security forces. He was a known face in the terrorist circle who had killed the famous journalist Shujaat Bukhari, and the security forces getting to him is in line with the determination they had announced in the beginning of the year that they will get to and eliminate all the terrorists that are on their list. The second point is even more relevant, that the information is now coming out about the presence of these terrorists to the security forces, which is a hallmark of success that will demoralize the terrorists, that will embolden the civilians into not being cowed down by the terrorists. That, I think, is a bigger success in the overall in South Kashmir, which is still the hub of terrorism. In Budgam district, if his information has been given to the security forces, it is a plus point for the security forces in the fight against terrorism. And I think
absolutely,
it is the beginning of the end of the terror activities in that part of the valley.
Right. Thank you, sir, for joining us. We also have with us Colonel V.N. Thapar on this big news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. Sir, your reactions, your thoughts. Naveed Jatt, one of the oldest surviving militants of the Lashkar-e-Taiba in the region, has been gunned down. A massive victory scored by the security personnel today.
No, I'm glad that this has happened, because this is a fair and square retribution for the kind of terror that he was spreading. And also, it goes to show, if we see only in isolation of this one incident, the success the security forces are getting over the last few days is very indicative of the kind of actions they are doing over there and how we are getting a control over the insurgency. Now, there are 2 points. One, of course, is that the information is coming. But why suddenly the information is coming is also relevant. One is that the people have got fed up of this kind of a thing. Every now and then, some relative is getting killed, their houses are being destroyed, their lives are being disrupted. So they don't want any of these undesirable elements in their vicinity, and that is why the information is coming. And I'm glad for that, because we've had a series of very good success for which the armed forces require all the praise that is possible. I think if we go on at this rate, we shall be able to get a good control over these 2 districts of which are so troublesome now. And, well, that's very good, actually, what has happened.
Right, sir. Right. Thank you so much for joining us. Gaurav Sawant, Executive Editor, India Today, is also joining us. Gaurav, a lot of congratulatory messages coming in for the security personnel, and this is big news, a massive victory scored by the security personnel to have been able to, identify and kill Naveed Jatt, who was behind a series of terror attacks and also had made quite a few appearances, at the funerals of militants in the past as well.
This is in line with the Indian Army strategy. Go after the heads of terrorist organizations. The moment you destroy the head, the body wither away. And that is the strategy which is systematically followed in the past 2 months. While the strategy has been in place for some time, in the past 2 months, the Corps Commander, the DGP and the DG CRPF have been of the opinion, from what sources tell India Today, is to neutralize the leadership and the movement will wither away. Also, a bankrupt Pakistan is unable to bankroll terror in Kashmir anymore. So what is happening is, when terrorists are on the run, they actually go banging from door to door wanting to enter, and people are not letting them enter. On the contrary, what is happening is that people are giving intelligence to security forces that terrorists are living or are hiding in such and such area, that they come down from the higher reaches because of early snow this year in big numbers, and that harassing their sisters or their wives. And that is why there's been a burst of intelligence that is coming in. So excellent operations of intelligence and then on ground carrying out surgical strikes. More than 220 terrorists being killed this year, and it is a big story.
Oh, absolutely. Gaurav, thanks so much for joining us. Kamaljeet and Shujaat, thanks to both of you as well for getting us the latest on the news of Naveed Jatt being killed by the security personnel.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.